Ta-da! That was really good.
Magic. That actually
was really good. What a reveal.
Now it's just you.
That's scary. Put it on your hair. Higher,
Sorry,
higher.
I'm playing with Amiibo. This is fun for me. Okay,
Look at this. I can't wait to see what everybody has to say about your haircut.
Let's do it.
How do you feel? We need to talk about the most important thing first, which is your haircut.
I feel lighter. I feel so much lighter and so much weirder. I felt the sun hit my neck for the first time in over a year. And that was a weird experience because I was like, why does this part of me feel hot right now? Am I sick? Am I dying? Oh no, it's just normal.
Did you go to the salon with an idea? Like, did you bring them an idea for what you wanted the cut to look like, or did someone suggest that to you?
No, I'm looking around. I have pictures on my phone of my old.
Okay.
Because I mean, like, no one on the live stream understand this because like they saw me for the first time on Merri Hour with a little bit longer hair. I never had it
like a little bit.
Well,
your hair got real
long. Like it was down to here already by the time we started doing it, so I never had a chance to do it up or anything like that.
Okay,
so
fair, that's fair.
I think everyone on the live stream has only seen me with that really long hair versus this is how I used to look. Like, I don't know. This is how I looked like pre-pandemic.
I still don't think that's exactly how it looked.
Maybe not exactly. I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm just looking into the laptop.
It's like still, it's a little longer than where you were. And like, again, like I think it's got like real style to it.
Thank you. I try.
I'm a big fan.
I'm a big fan of this. Sometimes I no longer look like a beach bum and I no longer have to worry about having someone else do my hair all the time.
It's a good thing that you had the hair and got to do the Dude Bro Massacre Party 3 costume. I mean, we could tease it. It's in the cans.
So. I also could have been a very different dude bro with this haircut. Like, it doesn't, the dude broness doesn't go away just because I cut my hair. Now I just
I should have already understood that with
I look like less of a douchebag, honestly.
Right, 1, 2, 3. So you got me something today.
It is. Show.
Tangerine. Oh, I'm like showing the laptop.
So again, we're using the Amiibo this time. We're still trying to get used to again not looking at like the laptop and stuff like that. Oh, hold on. Our comments were not.
This is very good.
Okay.
This is way more orangey than Blue Moon, though.
It is. Can I sample a taste?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Because I have not had this either, and I was curious.
I wonder if the big difference is like tangerine versus orange, but when it's like all artificial stuff.
Yeah. I might like that a little more.
Really?
I like it because it's tangerine. I think I like it because it's tangerine versus
It's got
orange.
like a tang, more of a tang to it. I'm all for it.
Sorry,
you picked well.
I'm just going to the chat to see some reactions.
Please do.
Who is that guy? Oh my god.
See, you look so different.
Yeah, this is true.
See? Planeta Sophia.
Okay.
So I have pictures of our friend group on my fridge and stuff, and they're all photos from before the pandemic. And every single time my eye catches a photo of you, I'm like, you look like a little baby with your hair cut short, but you look older when the hair was long.
So the baby face was an issue. The baby face is the first thing I thought about I did look a little bit older with my hair kind of down like that hairstyle, and I can't get away from this. This is just always, I can't grow good facial hair. I can't do any of that stuff. So it's always going to look like this in some degree. And the short hair accentuates that. So I just can't get away from the baby face. We're just staying in that world.
What's wrong with this?
No, it's just like, have you ever seen me like grow this out?
Well,
it doesn't work. That's why.
No,
exactly.
But like, that's enough.
Yeah. So
you got a little something there and you don't need any more.
I feel like, a little more like stubble would accentuate.
Give me a marker. I'll draw some on for you.
I mean, I thought about this, but for everyone out there, it's 10 inches to donate. And I was barely at 7, maybe. To get to actually where I needed to donate my hair would have taken a lot longer. And I didn't have the patience anymore. That's just it. The exact moment was like I sat down at a movie theater screening and I went to put my head back. And like I realized something was pulling. And I was I was leaning on my hair. And like that is not an experience I had dealt with before. And all of a sudden I was like, I'm done with this. Just for me, for me, I'm just a big old wimp, and I didn't want to do it. We got
love the
$5 from Kushan.
Right
thank you, Matt, for cheers to your super chat.
Cheers to your super chat, and cheers to your haircut.
No more punk. I can still be punk rock, Matt. Punk's that
short hair. Look who's here.
He's in our apartment too.
Yeah, but now he's in the apartment and he's in the chat at the same time, or on the screen at the same time. It's a special thing happening. Hi.
No, baby.
You could yell.
You're allowed to yell. You're allowed to say things.
We have fun on this show. We have fun with no rules.
So in any case, we can now get past it. You can make your comments all episode, but this is me now. This is who I am. This is just moving forward. I'm back to this, and the experiment is over. I've lived my life of seeing what I look like in longer hair, and that is now done.
All right.
Now I'm back to this.
All right. So where should we start tonight? Should we start with the title?
We can. If you would like to.
All right. So that Uncharted trailer. Okay. You know the games well. I do not know them at all.
Well enough. I won't say I'm like super studied on them.
Yeah.
But from what I saw, I mean, okay, let's do it two ways. Number one, from what I saw just on an action trailer. Let's just start there. This is
just very quickly. Maybe we should do this.
Mike, get in here. Kushan paid $5 to see you. I'm gonna trade. I'm gonna trade to see you real quick.
Come join.
Just sit down, introduce yourself.
Come join. Say hello to the Merri Hour community.
Happy to be here.
This is my good friend Mike.
Living the dream. Happy to be here.
What are you drinking? What is on your can?
Ooh.
We have a little pina colada, or some say pina colada.
Some might pronounce it that
hard
way.
seltzy.
Show them the design of the can. I can't tell whether I love that or I'm disturbed, but it's a cat with two faces.
They should make an NFT out of this.
You know what? They should, and sell it on the metaverse.
What does that even mean?
I don't know what that is. Mike isn't more into those things than we are. I have no idea.
Can you tonight explain to me?
Maybe later.
What NFT?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take the 101.
Cheers, Perri.
I'm happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
Happy you're here. We're gonna get into it later. We're gonna get into a few things later. Anyway, so Uncharted trailer.
Uncharted.
We're starting with it as an action trailer. Let's just start basic. Number one, I think if we're starting basic, I think that's a basic ass action trailer to show. I don't think there's anything there that pops with any kind of, I want to say charisma, but like the characters do look okay. They're just not the characters I was expecting. Number one, and that's okay. But like number two, it just didn't excite me as an action movie. I think that's the biggest failure of that trailer. Nothing of that excites me in like the National Treasure meets a little bit more vibe.
As someone who knows nothing about the game, when I watch a trailer like that, all I see is a bland cookie cutter studio action adventure movie with, the leads that I would expect them to have. And, not that there's anything wrong with that necessarily, because every once in a while you need a film like that. But, I've been hearing so much about Uncharted, the game, and how hyped people are for this adaptation. And then I finally get to see the trailer and like, what's so special about it? And I don't want that reaction to the trailer to necessarily say that that's what I'm thinking of the game. Like, I want to know what's so special about the game. I want to see in that trailer why that's such a popular game that people wanted to see on the big screen, but I'm getting none of that from the trailer.
So then going into the game aspect of it, number one, there are direct scenes in that trailer pulled from the game. Again, one of the prominent ones is when he's falling out of the plane, the cargo plane, and there are the string of cargo pallets that he has to climb back up. So like, it's pretty thrilling in the actual video game when you have to go along and like hit the right button to make sure your character does the right thing. And like, it continues like its own movie. It's kind of like Uncharted is like you're playing a movie and you're controlling the characters, but it's through more cinematic things versus like hitting a controller and playing like Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
So there is an element as playing the games of like, this is very cool. It's like I'm in charge of my own movie, and it's also a fun playable experience that has some thrills to it. Watching it in the trailer did nothing for me.
Yeah.
Like that did absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the big challenges about video game adaptations. And it sounds like this is particularly true of Uncharted is, is this thing going to be as much fun to watch as it is to like play and interact with? And it seems like that's especially difficult for an Uncharted adaptation.
Yeah. And then we go with the actual characters. And as Amelia pointed out before, they are aging down everyone because they want to make a younger, like they want to franchise this. Let's be honest. They want this to be a franchise. They want to make a bunch of them. So let's go with younger characters versus the older version. So the old man becomes Mark Wahlberg. The Nathan Fillion type, who again, Nathan Drake is Nathan Fillion. Like that is the casting. But we got Tom Holland to be a younger version. And I've seen this around. This is not a unique take by any means, but this doesn't look like Tom Holland's playing Nathan Drake. it looks like Tom Holland is just playing Tom Holland in Nathan Drake's costume. And like, there's nothing about that screams the character or anything. So it just doesn't fit. This is one of those cases where I think the movie, as you pointed out before, has been around for a long time. It's gone through too many directors, so many leads. And they finally were just like, we need to make this movie and have people watch it. Oh, that Tom Holland kid will get eyes. I think that that's the only reason.
A Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg led movie,
right?
Does equal box office potential, but I don't know. I think a lot of folks out there are smarter than that. Where if the trailer is, not meeting people's expectations and/or needs, that they won't bother paying for things anymore. So that might not wind up paying off for the studio in the end.
No, and you see a lot of, everyone's pointing out that this is basically Lara Croft, Indiana Jones. It's everything. Like, it's an amalgamation of all those movies.
It's like, I watch a trailer like this and I'm saying I've seen it before. I don't need to see it again. I might see it just for Tom Holland, because I think he's super talented. But
like, honestly, not a horrible thought. And listen, I know they're doing something different because they want to serve a possible franchise, and they're doing it with the studio in mind, and they're doing it to draw seats. So it's not inherently a bad decision. It's just what I've seen. What I've seen so far kind of lacks any luster. It doesn't stand out as an action film. And all I know now is like, okay, cool. So there's going to 1-for-1 Uncharted. And I don't know if I'm that excited for what I've seen so far.
I see. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with the next one. I mean, we've seen many a times a studio paying attention to the fan response and then adjusting their promotional campaign from there. I guess there's only so much adjusting you can do with the final feature, but maybe they can, pique our interest a little more with another promo.
If they were able to turn Sonic into not a hell beast, maybe they can just re-edit somebody in for Tom Holland.
Oh no. Tom Holland is a very talented individual.
Absolutely.
So it's like, if they are going to change, and again, this is coming from someone who is not aware of the game in any capacity, but if anyone could take that character and do something different with him, but still do something valuable, I would assume it would be a talented actor like Tom Holland.
I just don't get anything other than I'm Tom Holland. Watch me be adventure. I adventure man. Look at me, big boy pants.
Tom Holland, other than Spider-Man, has had a little bit of a rough run lately. Cherry,
chirk as it should be.
I thought Cherry wasn't half bad, and I thought he gave a really good performance in it. And I also thought that Chaos Walking wasn't that bad either, but it also wasn't that great.
Yeah. It's just all mediocre stuff. A few super chats just to hit on. I think this is the first one. Okay, that's the first one. So simple one. Yeah. Easy.
Thoughts simple. On it. Charles. I'm very much looking forward to Oscar season. You can keep up with a lot of my predictions on Gold Derby. TBD on FYC. I am going to do whatever I can to keep some award season prognostication going, whether it's with Collider or on my personal channel, but TBD. I'm working on it.
Also, prognostication is a great word.
Good word. Thanks.
Good word.
No, I only heard you say that in Scream voice. It's like millennium. Good word, my man.
Another one. Here we go.
Ryan, how you doing, my friend? Hello, Perri and Matt. Seeing Dune tomorrow. So excited to see it. Watched the 1984 Dune yesterday, and I was so lost and confused watching it. I brought this up in my review. I'm curious to know if you understand the story more with this new version of Dune, because I've been telling you guys for a while. I've been reading the audiobook, and while I did think that helped me get a better sense of my surroundings and the main players and exactly what was going on in the movie, of course, I still kind of suspect that all of that information is laid out clearly enough that even if you don't know anything about the source material, you were confused by the previous movie, I think it gets that information across well enough that you're going to be able to jump in and understand everything.
All right, and then there was one more. I think okay.
Hitman Houston. Thoughts on what's been shown so far of what is Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time.
You're higher on this, I think, than I am.
I'm excited about this series. I'm also excited that I might have an episode of Collider Ladies Night for it. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
That's it.
We can leave. I think that's a great
Hitman, I'm telling you, I gave you something good right there. Gave you something
just
good.
Going through.
I'm very excited about it.
Here's a random question for you.
Dennis wants to know, Perri watched Sex Education because of your review. Absolutely loved it. Any chance of a Collider Ladies Night with Lori Nunn? I'm sorry, I don't know who she is. I'm sure I'll be like, duh, that's who she is the second I look her up. I'm spelling her name wrong.
Yeah, it was N-U-N-N.
I fucking can't type for shit right
I can
now.
never type on these things.
Oh, well, that's because I'm busy rolling through the cast and she is behind the scenes on it. That would be cool. I feel like I've gotten into the habit. This is probably reflective of me not knowing who you've just brought up, but I think the fact that Ladies Night lately has been mostly actors has kind of, given me actor tunnel vision.
Well,
but
yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
That would be a fun way to get like other people in front of the camera doing Ladies Night. Yeah, no,
I wouldn't mind doing more of them. I think the thing is that the opportunities for Ladies Night are more so there with folks in front of the camera typically. Halloween super. So all right, Travis, you're not wrong. I saw it. So I saw it before I left to come here when I tweeted my first tweet. So Travis, if you want to drop your question in the live chat right now, we'll bring it up right away, and don't worry about it. Matt is going to keep an eye out.
I'll keep an eye on for it. I also like, because of where the camera is, when we look at like what we're reading, it looks like we're reading the bottom of the screen. Like it just looks like the thing is right below us. Actually.
I get it. All right. Not bad.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll wait. Look out for that. Yeah. We'll wait.
Travis.
I guess for the next thing in kind of using Uncharted as a little bit of a transition to go to Why the Last Man in that situation, because that's yet another adaptation that has been trying to get off the ground for years and had one problem after the next, and like the problems just continue, because before the end of season 1 ever airs, they canceled the show, which, I mean, honestly, when I heard that news, I was like, fuck that. Like, why would you just cut your show off at the knees like that? What a terrible, terrible thing to do. And I still don't think it's a great thing to do, but I was reading a Collider article that was, I think, doing a fairly good job explaining why that might have happened. So some of you know that originally Why the Last Man had been casted up and ready to go into production a while back. Like, they had so much of the cast attached in I think it was 2018, and then early 2020, they were gearing up to shoot everything. But then the pandemic happened. They had to shut everything down. And then they lost some of the key cast members and had to recast them in late 2020 to film the show right away and get that show out to people in 2021. The turnaround on that show is nuts. But because a lot of the big name players were attached since 2018, I think their contracts have run out. So it was at a point where if they didn't make a decision on the future of the show by October 15th, like they had to. There was just no getting around that. And I think that's why they announced it when they did. I mean, the information would have leaked no matter what. So like if that is the reason why that happened, I kind of understand it. But I am hoping that the talks of HBO Max taking it over really does happen, because that's another one where I'm not familiar with the source material. So for anyone out there who's watched the show and they're like, this isn't my comic book, I can't really speak to it from that perspective. But I thought the show was great and features an incredible ensemble. I think Olivia Thirlby is real good in it. My new obsession is Ashley Romans, who's playing 355, and Diana Bang as Dr. Mann. They're both so talented, and there's so much excellent ensemble work and things happening that I might have seen the entire season, guys, and it left me wanting more. So I really do hope they get the opportunity to make more.
So I mean, the only issue, and like the way I'll weigh in, is I knew the source material. I had a friend that was obsessed with it. My friend Rob that came on to talk Dune, actually, he absolutely loves the actual comic series. So like I got in on that level, and I knew the comic series, and I read some of it. I didn't finish it, and my anticipation was pretty high for getting a series and getting adaptation of it. But as it kept getting pushed back and started, all the things happened, your interest wanes a little bit. So I was watching from the outside on this one. I wasn't really jumping in immediately on it. And when I tell you that, like, there was so little talk of Y the Last Man up until coming out, and then when there was no talk once it hit, I really wonder if Y the Last Man got caught up in the fact that we have so much to watch at this point.
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it, and I don't think it's reflective of the quality of the show and people not being that.
I don't think it is reflective of the quality.
I think it was poor promotion, to be honest.
There was no hype. Like, there was no hype, and then there was nothing keeping it afloat during the actual watching. Like, no one was tweeting about it, no one was talking about it. It was dead silence on Y the Last Man. So, like, this doesn't surprise me, you know?
I was lucky enough to have Olivia Thirlby on Collider Ladies Night, and often what I do when I prepare for those interviews is I'll watch some other ones to, you know, get a feel for, you know, who the person is, what they like to talk about, how they talk, some added information that I might want to build on. And when I went on YouTube to search for interviews, I couldn't find much of anything. I mean, at least as far as video content goes, the cast didn't seem to do all that much press at the very beginning of the show's run. So
there was just,
I don't know what happened.
There was no momentum coming into the season. Then, like, I literally had to, like, ask somebody when it started, because I was like, oh, when did this start? And they're like, it's 3 episodes in. I'm like, how is it 3 episodes in? There's no one talking about the show anywhere. So I'm not surprised it got canceled. Absolutely no one was jumping on board with the show. And again, I have to think that between Hulu, between Netflix, between everything, we have so much stuff to choose from. And I mean, even on Hulu alone, it's like you have Reservation Dogs.
Yeah.
You're catching up with what to do in the shadows.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things to watch now, and I think we have to prioritize what is popular.
FX has some good content now. They have really good content. I just wish that Y the Last Man was treated
I agree.
Such.
No, I 100% agree. And I just think it is, everyone kind of gloms onto what's popular because that's what's being talked about. That's what's that's what's like the topic of conversation. It's one of those things that, like, oh, we can all watch, like, we'll watch Y the Last Man when we get to it. But, like, no, if we don't watch things when they come out, or if we hate watch other things, when, like, instead of the things we love, they go away. Like, that is the thing we have to be like, we have to recognize that, and we have to keep that in mind, because Y the Last Man is not the only show that's going to happen like that, where, like, it deserves to be on. It's happened with a bunch of shows, but, you know, then all of a sudden that gets canceled. Everyone's like, why'd that get canceled? We wanted to see more of it. Well, because y'all watched XYZ show that is terrible, but you wanted to hate watch. Like, I don't know.
What hate watch are we referring to? This feels like a very pointed comment.
It's just
fuck Emily in Paris.
Oh.
That's just one of many.
I've never
just
watched
one of many.
Paris. I can't speak to that one.
Okay, we have a few.
I saw them.
I think that's.
And then don't forget about Travis.
Yeah, Travis is in there. So the super chat came in, and then Travis. Sorry, I'm just making sure I don't lose anything here.
All good. You're on top of your shit. I like it.
Where's Travis? Okay, so Travis is here after Javier. So we're gonna start here. We're gonna start with this super chat for $2.
Ryan, are you guys enjoying the Chucky series so far? I didn't watch it yet.
I have been keeping up.
Okay, good.
As the resident Chucky obsessor of the two of us, I'm liking it so far. I'm absolutely liking it. I think because I am such a diehard fan that I might be liking it more than other people. It's doing a lot right, where it is continuing to push forward with where we have just left off with Cult of Chucky, which was a huge, momentous. Did you see Cult? I'm not going to say. Cult. Okay, so Cult ends with a huge thing. Chucky is able to do an ability that kind of opens the door to so many things, but then the show goes right back to being a more contained thriller. And I like that, because we know the threat still lingers from Cult, but we start up, and this is definitely Don Mancini in his most personal and open. This is Mancini writing a character in the lead. This character, Jake, who finds the Chucky doll. And Jake is gay. He hasn't really openly come out yet. And there's a lot in that character that is some pretty good character design in a horror movie, especially. So the way Chucky comes into that scenario and immediately, like, is recalling Glenn. Like, so, like, now, like, Glenn is canon still. We want to make sure from Seed to Chucky, his child Glenn is canon. And the way he's, like, he's really pro about those things. I know it's so weird to say about a serial killer, but he's an ally in this, in a way. They're doing some really intriguing stuff. The only thing I'll say is they're taking a lot of time to hammer home the same kind of character design. So we've seen 2 episodes so far. At the end of episode 2, it's like, okay, we get the point. Where are we going with it next? Mm-hmm. I'm still happy with what I've seen so far. I'm excited. I just really hope they don't retread the same water for a 3rd episode. I want to see a little more movement in episode 3. So I think that's where I'll land.
I'm curious.
I've left so many things vague because I want people to watch it and experience it. But, like, I'm happy so far. I've gotten some kills so far. I've gotten Chucky cursing at people and having like these heart-to-heart mentor conversations. I don't know. There's some good stuff.
All right, I'm into. I wanted to watch it when it first started, but I'm busy binging. I'm busy binging Big Sky right now.
There's also a huge like TikTok kids are now finding Chucky or Child's Play through Chucky, and the fact that this is one of the horror franchises that is very representation is great after Bride of Chucky. You know, like Don Mancini let a lot out, and he did so well with putting that on the screen since Bride, Seed, and Forward. So like young TikTokers are really gravitating and discovering Chucky because they're realizing that it's dealing with some themes that no other horror franchise.
Chucky TikTok.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like not part of that community.
There's a
I gotta
huge pro Chucky thing.
Videos.
So yeah, everyone's loving that the Chucky representation is huge right now because Chucky is actually doing representation the right way. So that's really cool. All right, Javier, then Travis,
all right,
then Wiley.
Javier's here. Hello. As someone who's played all the Uncharted games, movie trailer was very disappointing. You guys are getting me through quarantine today, so thank you, Javier. Thank you for the support, and glad to entertain you. That's what we're here for on Friday nights.
We love it. This is why we do it. We wouldn't do it if that wasn't the actual reason. And yeah, I agree with you. So I'm right there with you, Javier. Okay. And then we're going to go Travis. All right. So we got two-parter. So we'll do it.
Two-parter. I was sad Halloween Kills made Perri sad, but I loved it. I look at it like the Empire Strikes Back of this trilogy. Do you think if Ends pays off plot points from Kills in a satisfying way, that people will reappraise Kills in a more favorable light? I think about that a lot with series. I mean, I never want to make excuses for what I think at least is a not so great installment of a series, but I do always think that there is the possibility to make things stronger with the material that takes place after the events of a particular film. So I think the possibilities are there, but I can't imagine myself ever looking back at Halloween Kills and saying like, that is a good movie. Maybe this next movie will improve certain pieces of it for me, but just didn't work for me at least.
And I mean, like, this is one of the instances where like I am positive on the film, like barely, like I like it enough. It still has many problems. I agree with Perri on those, but for me, the kills is what comes through. So the idea, you know, like, can Ends save Kills in a way? I don't think so, because I don't think Ends can have anything to do with Kills on that level at this point. Like, it's absolutely tied to the franchise. No, it's a trilogy for all the same reasons, but I think if Ends is good, it's because it does so many things that Kills didn't do right. Kills was about the mob mentality. It was about the group setting. It was about the community. Ends has to be about a few characters fighting Michael and having that be like the set piece. So I don't think anything they can do in Ends will change people's minds about Kills. Kills is going to exist as it is. It's going to live in its own world, and it's going to have to, like, the sins it commits, it has to live with them in the way I'll say it. But I liked them, those sins, so I'm kind of into it. I don't think there will be a readdressing of Halloween Kills, though. That's just where it is.
Okay.
And then
Wiley.
Okay, here we go.
A big one. Thank you very much, Wiley. Have you guys seen Last Night in Soho yet? It's my most anticipated movie for the past 2 years, and Edgar Wright can do no wrong. I'm seeing it on Thursday night. Then the next day, French Dispatch, which a year ago I did a deep dive on Wes Anderson. Yes. Did you see it?
I see it Monday.
I saw it, what's today? Friday. I saw it last night.
Last night? Okay.
Last night? Yeah, I saw it last night.
Thursday night.
Sorry,
okay.
I can't remember.
I'm like, get your days right. Okay.
Everything's bleeding together. I mean, reviews are out because it's screened at festivals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a Rotten Tomatoes score. I liked it quite a bit.
Okay.
I liked it quite a bit. I'm still kind of like thinking about some of the thematic elements of it, and I'm not quite sure that it sticks the landing in some of those respects, but it is stunning. And Thomasin McKenzie is so talented. She's so good in it. She's so good in it. What a powerful lead character. And just like the thing that I kept thinking to myself while I was watching it was like, this is movie magic, you know? It's just such a brilliant way that the whole thing is filmed. And it's so just like creative and inventive, this world that Edgar Wright brings to screen. It's just, I don't know. It's just like fascinating watching a creative mind put all of that on film.
Anyone who can accomplish Baby Driver has some kind of creative bug that none of us have. And like that is the way I look at it. I agree with Wiley saying that Wright can really do no wrong to this point. And
yeah.
I hope that continues with Last Night in Soho because I am hyped on that.
I was really sitting there like quite often thinking like, how can a person come up with this?
Yeah. How did you think this up? What did you do?
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit.
All right, I'm excited for that then. I have not had a chance myself, so I can add nothing to that. But
okay,
a bunch of comments that obviously because we were talking about stuff and we had to go down that way.
And haircut.
Choo 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 choo.
All right.
Oh yeah, watch Drag. I have not seen the new season of Dragula yet, but if you can, absolutely do that. Very fun monster drag makeup competition show. Yeah, cool. Absolutely get into it if you can. Sorry, I'm just getting through everything.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yes, I am. I will write a book someday. It'll be amazing.
Can you?
I would love to, actually. That would be my favorite. Okay. Thanks,
Hi, Andrew.
Let's see. I'm just catching up in the chat. I just want to make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay. All right. I think we're good.
Did you see Eternals? Can you share your social media reaction?
Yeah, I saw Eternals. I could do my social reaction. My social reaction is very much...
Here, I'll bring it up on my phone if you want.
Oh, I don't even need to read out loud.
Okay.
I know what it is. My social reaction is it's a whole lot of movie. I think that I mean that in a good way. I mean that in the bad way. It's like a split for me where I still enjoyed it, the entire experience. I walked away learning about these characters, like really having some fun in like specific moments. Also getting kind of weighed down by a lot of the sense of Eternals feels like it's telling 3 different stories and it's trying to build so much from this one movie, and it's almost 3 hours, and like it has a lot of time to do that, and it still feels rushed and it still feels forced. So it's got the Marvel, like it has that Marvel shine, and it gets away with some things because of that. I just had fun. I watched it like, cool, we did our thing. I think Chloe Zhao also just got lost in some of the real human elements that she's good at bringing out in movies. But again, she was up against like such a challenge here with almost like 11 new characters to introduce across the board and doing it in a way that still fits into the MCU and tells a singular story. So much. It's so much. So like liked it, enjoyed it. Just wish it was, I don't know. I wish it was a little tighter, but it couldn't have been because that's not the story. So it's like, there was just no getting around that.
Yeah. I'm just like not gonna say old. I'm like afraid if I open that door, I won't be able to come back inside.
Back to it, yeah.
I'll go a little too far
like
with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a journey after those tweets went out after the premiere.
Thank you, Mrs. Nemiroff.
I knew she was gonna like your hair.
Mama Bear.
I knew she was gonna like your hair.
That makes it all worth it. That's how I know the haircut was worth it.
Yeah. What else were we supposed to talk about tonight?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I want to talk about like horror movies because we have like literally Halloween.
Oh my god! I totally forgot about what you had said originally.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Let's riff. Let's riff.
This is off the cuff here.
Okay.
You're getting some
I'm right with this.
All right. You want to lead it off?
Can you tell me the type, like the topic
so
title
okay,
again?
We'll make it easy. Like we won't even say streaming. So my idea was to come to you guys like, listen, next week is Halloween. We're like so close to it. So I was trying to think of a way to give back to you by giving you horror marathons that we would like curate. And for me, like it's like 3 movies you could sit down with friends and watch with some beers and have fun, like a Halloween movie marathon. So I have streaming ones in my mind that like y'all can stream right now and you can do. Okay. So like, but for you, like, I think that it's still a valid question where like, what would you put together if it was Halloween night and you had a bunch of us coming over and you wanted to like have a good time and a party time? Like, what theme would you have? How would you put that together?
Okay. So this is kind of an easy question for me. So
go.
one of the first things that I would suggest, and you know, some of you will roll your eyes because this is very predictable, but I think this is the perfect Halloween to just sit down and binge all 3 Fear Street movies. Like I'm not going to stop, you know, championing those movies because they came out in July. Like now is the time to watch them or rewatch them. So those are on Netflix. Get on that. I feel like if I were having a Halloween party at my apartment and I was inviting all of you over, I would make it a very Perri Halloween. And I would screen. I would probably start with Scream.
Okay.
Just be real predictable about it. Then I would go to Final Destination.
Okay, so Scream. So you're keeping early slasher franchise in a way.
Yeah,
Okay,
kind of.
so that's your
kind
theme.
of.
I like
yeah,
that.
I mean, I'm basically going for my hardcore favorites, but
That's fair.
But it's like, for the last one, what is the movie that I want to show you guys to kind of like send us out the door and on our way to celebrate Halloween in the best possible way?
Sallow.
Trick or Treat.
Oh, okay.
Trick or Treat.
Got it.
And also at that point, I will hopefully have my Sam onesie, but also a mask.
And
like the thing is, picture this. I'm telling you, picture this in my apartment right now. Like we're all like fucking comfy cozy on the couch watching these movies, and I am just dressed as Sam
with the mask on,
head to toe, sitting on the couch.
I like that. And while we're talking about this too, actually, like if you want to give us your marathons, like I think like you got 3 movies, pick a theme. Like what are you showing to your friends on Halloween? What are you doing to them? How are you going to corrupt them? B, do you want to have fun with them? Like what would you do with your marathons? Because okay, here's mine, and mine is streamable, and I'm gonna tell you where to stream them. But to me, Halloween and Halloween watches is all about like living the festivity, like Trick or Treat, exactly, perfect example. So for me specifically, I think the best Halloween movies are ones that deal with Halloween haunts. And I think about immediately my triple feature, if I'm going to sit down and have a fun Halloween night with my friends, is Hell House LLC, Houses October Built, and Hellfest. Like those 3 right there. I think that's like one of the pinnacle like trifectas you can do that is just pure Halloween horror, just imagination, creativity. It sets the mood. It's so festive. And they're all streamable, like so you can actually do that like right now. I believe Hell House LLC is just available on Amazon Prime. Houses October Built, I believe that's Hulu and Amazon Prime, and Hellfest is on Netflix, so that's available on Netflix. So like you just have these films and you put them on, and you're always going to be in Halloween, like no matter what. And the way you do it, and if you want to order them even too, I think you start with Hell House LLC, because that's the spooky, scary one. That is hands down the scariest of them all. Then you jump to Houses October Built, because that one is going to be scary, but also fun. And the first 2 are found footage first person, which is also one of my favorite kind of ways to deliver fear. It's a great vessel for fear because it's so intimate and the camera's in the face of the monsters and things. And then you end on Hellfest, and Hellfest, again, you brought up Trick or Treat as like that party movie. Hellfest to me is a Halloween party movie, and there's so much good slasher material in there. So for me, I don't think you get better than that right now. To just go home, put on a stream marathon, like have some friends over and watch those close to Halloween or on Halloween. That's it. Like that to me is your perfect Halloween kind of assembly in that moment.
I kind of want to do your suggestion and watch them all.
We can.
I'm also glad that you put Hellfest on your list, because I don't think that gets the credit it deserves.
It really doesn't. It never
movie.
Does. And again, never.
It was a fun junket. We did it at Six Flags, and it was just like a really good time. And then I think like 50% of my interview with Tony Todd is us talking about our cats, and he's just a delightful
individual. Would love to interview Tony Todd.
He's wonderful. He came on the Witching Hour one time and spent an hour with me and Haley, and he's just like, I really do think that, you know, some of the biggest horror directors out there and, you know, slasher actors are really just such freaking sweethearts, and he definitely fits that description.
I'm just going to the chat here. We're just, I mean, number one, this is, if you can work that into a like
whatever happened to that? Weren't we gonna go see From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah, but then like time is a thing. Like who has time?
Time works.
Yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn is playing the New Beverly out here in LA, and that would have been cool. I've never seen it on a big screen, and it's one of my favorite horror movies. It's one of the movies that, like, if we're talking about movies that like shaped us, that is one of them, because again, I'm the horror comedy guy, and like that is one of those real in your face fun vampire flicks. So that one gets it for me.
I'm surprised you didn't bring that up on Witching Hour. Which I'm just going to keep talking about because it's in the can, it's done, and you guys have a Witching Hour to look forward to on the Friday before Halloween. We did a Halloween party, and Matt, you watched me and Haley carve pumpkins, and let me tell you, that was a pumpkin gut shit show.
I watched Perri learn how to carve. For the very first time, carve a pumpkin.
Pumpkin was pretty damn good.
It was.
It was pretty damn good.
It was just very fun watching Perri be like.
All right. To be fair, it wasn't my first time carving a pumpkin. I almost spoonerism.
Carving a pumpkin.
Carving a pumpkin. Okay. Last year, I did usually like my dad will carve it, and I'll just
Yeah.
like watch him do it, and I'll eat the seeds after. But
course.
last year, I was supposed to be the one carving the pumpkin, and do you know what I did? I just like carved out the entire stencil. All right, it's very difficult without a picture.
It's a good one.
I will show you a picture of my pumpkin, and you will understand what I did wrong. So technically, this was my first time carving a pumpkin by myself correctly.
This would be a hell of a triple feature to go into.
What is it?
Slumber Party Massacre, Halloween 3, and Malignant. I mean, it'd be fun. Don't get me wrong.
I was just rewatching Halloween 3 the other night.
No.
I love that movie. I really love that movie.
Actually, Super 8, Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, Cloverfield Paradox, and
Do you see what I did wrong?
No, what'd you do wrong?
Like, it was supposed to be a design, and I carved the outline first. And so the whole piece just
So you just
out.
cut a ghost shape in a pumpkin is what you did.
And then I had to scramble, and luckily we found eyes.
Yeah, that's adorable.
My bad.
Let's see here. Start with the fun comedy ones and go darker.
Someone
Exactly.
just put Cloverfield Paradox.
Well, so an entire.
No. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
All right,
sorry,
what if you
Sky
just
the
what
boss.
if we just erase Cloverfield?
The only
Paradox from
reason
that?
I had such a big reaction to this is because I was just writing a story about Cloverfield, and like I love 10 Cloverfield Lane and
So
would have
good.
loved to have seen
So
what
good.
happened after, but I feel like Cloverfield Paradox just obliterated that franchise.
Yeah, it did.
It's not
It
good.
destroyed that.
It's not good.
Just go really hard into it. All right, that's fine.
Uh-uh.
What, you don't want to watch The Devil's Rejects?
I do not.
House of a Thousand Corpses and 3 from Hell?
I understand a lot of people are fans of Rob Zombie movies. Very few of them work for me.
House, in that trilogy alone, House and Devil's Rejects work for me,
Man,
but 3 from Hell did not work.
I just don't.
Okay, this is a
like
joke,
them.
number one. Yes, I don't think Sallow is a comfort watch. That's a joke. Let's see. Nightmare 1 through 5. Just go right into it. Let's see what do we got here.
There's a lot.
Night of the Demons
suggestions.
trilogy. That is definitely set. Yep, that is a Halloween night one, and like that is old school, kind of fun. Like,
Yeah,
you guys have fun with that one. This is really fun. I mean, like, yeah, it depends what your party is. I don't know. Like, you got to know your crowd.
that's not my kind of party, but
Let's see.
oh wow.
Okay, Black Swan, Neon Demon, Nocturne. Okay, that would actually be pretty interesting the way we deal with I guess kind of celebrity and passion and all those things in the same kind of breath. That's all right. What did Andrew do?
The Nightingale.
Yeah,
Gosh,
yeah,
my
that is the correct reaction to that.
I saw it.
We're getting
I
there.
saw it.
We're getting there.
Caleb's here.
Caleb's here.
Eh,
That isn't
That's
like the actually
fine.
just like watch the old one and the new one. 13 goes to be a very good one. All right.
Did we miss a super chat?
No.
Who is this one?
That's the next one.
Oh,
we're getting
okay,
to.
okay.
The
After
Yellow
Caleb.
Blood. Okay.
After
All right.
Caleb.
So we get Caleb first.
Can I brag about one thing in our sleeper league?
You get 2 minutes on this.
So
tops.
you're such a sore loser. It's incredible.
No, because we have to leave at 7. We have super chats to get
You
to.
actually have to leave.
I know, but he's a sore loser.
Fact.
So
Am I sore loser?
in our sleeper league, I finally
I didn't even
spent
know,
some waiver wire money, and I picked up to Ernest Johnson because I'm concerned about Antonio Gibson playing, even though at this point I think I know he's playing, but
Yes.
yesterday I didn't. And
30 points.
I was like, do I take the swing and do I start him and risk Antonio Gibson play? Did I say Antonio John? I might have
You
mixed
said
their names
Gibson.
up.
You said Gibson.
Do I risk Gibson playing on Sunday and then me having wasted a slot on Johnson? And he had such a great game, and it was so much fun watching him. And I loved watching the interview with him after.
Did you see it?
He's just like such a happy, he's been waiting for this chance. He got the chance, and then he just crushed it.
Well, he was undrafted too, right? Like,
Yeah.
he was an undrafted free agent.
What
he just
a
got
story.
picked up.
What a story.
The story is that LeBron James, Cleveland, obviously, and he's very passionate about the other Cleveland teams.
Mhm.
And LeBron James tweets out that like this player is doing so well, and like LeBron just does like a hype tweet, and it's just like this dude's so well. So in the after game for the Browns, this player, one of the press guys goes like, "Hey, did you see LeBron's tweet about you?" And this kid just like looks up and he's just like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, like LeBron tweeted about you. He's really proud of you." And like he kind of lost words in front of the press and was like, "Yo, he's my favorite basketball player. And he just turned into a kid, and it was so cool. That was such a good moment.
Did you watch him play too? It was,
he was good.
Like one time after the next.
Really
it was like a guy basically looking like he would not get a single yard, and he'd find a hole and somehow get the first down. He was blowing my mind the entire game. I was so excited.
Okay. Let's see.
Travis.
Okay. All my friends hate me because I showed them Cloverfield in the theater for the first time, and
why?
They all thought it was terrible. All my friends from home, I was like so stoked to see Cloverfield, and they all hated it. So that is Kushan's comment there. All right, here we go.
All right, which 80s or 90s horror or slasher movies do you think need an update? I want a new Critters movie or a Puppet Master movie. Thank you so much for the super chat and for the great question, Travis. Pumpkinhead. I still think that movie holds up really well, and I kind of don't ever want to see someone remake that movie with any digital effects, but
yeah,
that's
the hard part.
That'd be a cool movie to bring back if you had the right team bringing it back.
I mean, like all the ones I want are kind of still going in certain ways. Like I Chucky's still going. Those things. Like if we're really going back that far, Critters would be fun, but I kind of Gremlins, and like again, I know we're getting the animated. I know we're getting something Gremlins related, but like I really want to go back into the movie world, and that is another one that terrifies me. Where it's like, would they just go CGI? Because I don't think you get another Gremlins movie that looks like Gremlins.
You know what I was thinking when Krampus came out is because I think he had talked about it too, that Mike Garey had interest in doing a live action Gremlins movie, and it seemed like the perfect fit. So who knows? Maybe he's still holding on to that hope and that goal, and he'll do it eventually. Yeah.
And also there actually was a new the new Puppet Master.
I thought I remember
so
that.
There was Puppet Master, The Littlest Reich. That was a Fangoria movie.
Yeah.
And then actually there was a new Critters. There was a new Critters movie that went sci-fi only, I think like 3 years ago. So if you didn't see the new Critters, I actually do think it's kind of fun. It stays with puppets. It stays really like kind of low budget and schlocky, but it does some pretty cool things with the mythology. I think it's just called Critters Attack. So if you haven't seen that, Critters Attack is still out there. Again, it was a sci-fi original, but it does a little better than other sci-fi originals. Again, like Slumber Party Massacre, which I hope everyone saw, and it comes out on VOD very soon. I think it's next week, so it'll be VOD. I have
to binge Big Sky, Ghosts on CBS, and then I have to like make an attempt to binge as much Riverside as possible.
I've got to write a new remake column. So I got to watch 2 movies for that. Then I have to watch Army Thieves, which I have a screener for, and I have to watch Horror Noir. Not have to, like I want to, but like, and then Horror Noir for Shudder.
I'm very excited for Army of Thieves.
Yeah, I hope Army of Thieves is good. But again,
I like Matthias Schweighöfer quite a bit.
Listen, I didn't like Army of the Dead. We had we had our conversations about that. That is in the past. I'm hopeful about Army of Thieves. It's my favorite character, and he's actually directing it too. So it's like he actually has input here versus Army of the Dead.
All right.
Oh, we're allowed to disagree.
An endorsement for Ghosts that is making me a little more excited. Also, I think it got picked up for a full.
I think it did. I saw some.
I saw a headline today. What's
Hope 2 per channel?
What is that? What is that? I don't even know what that is.
I have no idea, but is it something to do with Toei Hoover? I'm wondering if that's what it is.
I don't know what that is
let's
either.
See.
What else we got there?
I think people are just throwing in what they're watching, what they want to watch. Lots of things going on. Yeah, it's Halloween. This is the fun part. Like you're finding ways to watch and finding ways.
We
to
gotta
do
like cook up something fun for next week.
Sure,
we do.
Let's do it.
We do. We have a lot of work to do between now and then.
Yeah, with so much time.
I know.
With all the time in the world.
We've got a fun event next week that we're going to. We might be seeing a new highly anticipated franchise film.
Oh, Amelia has an idea.
I'm open to that.
I will put on a costume and play beer pong.
I wonder if I'll be at a disadvantage if I put my Sam mask on though.
You have to play with your disadvantages.
I think I'm okay with that. I'll take that risk. Let's reconnect when it actually arrives.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we'll play.
If you get here in time, I'll paint your face to be a Sam face.
There you go.
Well, that's intriguing.
Maybe we'll do beer pong and costume next week. Maybe that's Halloween is beer pong and costume. Maybe that's our Halloween show.
Okay.
We'll cross that bridge when we get
the
to it.
idea of though me being dressed in full Sam playing beer pong is really exciting to me.
I'll wear my wolf onesie. It's fine.
But then you have to buy a wolf mask, so we're even.
Oof.
By the way, Josh McCouga gifted me a whole box of beer pong balls, of ping pong balls. Apparently, I forgot that they serve other purposes.
They're just beer pong balls, Perry. What are you talking about? There's no other recreational reason for them.
I live on. I know.
I mean, when was the last time we played ping pong? It's just been beer pong for me since I don't know how long.
When I was in New York City for Comic-Con, though, I was walking around and there's like a beautiful, like in Midtown, I believe, a really beautiful storefront, and you could look through and it's like a place for ping pong, and you just go in and you rent a table. It's like it was just incredible looking, like not like a bar, but it looked like people were there practicing like you would reserve a court in a tennis facility. You know what I mean? It was so cool looking. It made me wish I played ping pong.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's an intro. I don't think I've ever seen a specific cutout for that. So
if I can figure out what it is, I'll show it to you eventually.
I would like to see. Yeah, okay.
Dino costume. I don't know if I have the blow up dino costume actually. I wonder if that was left at the office. I was a pteranodon.
Pteranodon?
Well, pteranodons are in the Jurassic franchise. Everyone calls them pterodactyls, but they are actually pteranodons. I
didn't know if that was some slash together.
No. There's a lot of different flying dinosaurs.
Got it. Okay. You said pteranodon. Now I'm thinking of a Tyrannosaurus with wings, and that's probably not what it is. But
there is one.
Don't tell me that exists.
No. There's one that looks like it's almost got like a baby Rex head. I think it's called the Dimorphodon? I'm going to find a picture just to get your reaction before we sign off.
Dimorphodon?
I think that's what it's called.
These are all made up words. I don't believe this. I don't believe anything that's
and they're in the... Well, yeah. Yeah, Dimorphodon.
It is a dinosaur.
It is a dinosaur. Here.
And it does have a T-Rex head.
That guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's kind of like you got to go higher. Just go a little higher there. But don't put it in the wrong
I know.
light.
Dimorphodon.
All right, that is kind of like it's like a raptor with wings.
It's kind of like a chunkier head. I'd call it more of a T-Rex with wings.
All right.
All right, should we go?
I think we have to go.
Dinner reservations.
We have dinner reservations.
Oh, we have dinner reservations. So fancy people.
Or we just need to make sure we get in somewhere. Don't want to wait in line.
I honestly can't
remember. Normal people do reservations, Perri.
I can't remember the last time I've made a reservation for something.
Well, if you want to wait an hour in line,
usually I just show up and keep my fingers crossed. And if they don't accept me, I will go somewhere else.
And that is the world of Perri Nemiroff.
All right. What do you want to plug before we sign off?
Just at Donautabomb, social media, Twitter, Letterboxd, Instagram. I do all the things. I put them in places. Just do that.
I am going to plug Ladies Night. Aren't you surprised?
No.
The most recent episode that I posted was the one with Victoria Pedretti, who is just like crazy fun to talk to. And you should watch that episode because it's great. And season 3 is really good. And she is very good in it. One more super chat to take us out. Yep. Wiley Todd, do you guys watch Survivor or Big Brother? I know they are trash, but they are fun to watch and pick a winner. Also, Ready or Not is going to be a Halloween watch. Ready or Not's a great.
Yeah, that stays there.
I feel like I have a reason to watch Survivor this season, and I'm not spoiling anything, but I'll tell you I'm like holding on to a reason why I should watch.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, that's fine. So that's where that ends.
Yeah,
got
that's where that ends.
She has a reason to watch it, so that is. I haven't watched it a long time. I don't think I've ever watched Big Brother. Survivor.
I've never watched Big Brother. So, I watched Survivor when it first started, like when it was event viewing, whatever night it was on. But then I stopped. All right, we're out of here. We have food to eat. Do you want me to handle this?
I mean, I could have clicked it too.
You could. Do you want to do the honors?
I want to do it. You always get to do it.
Ready?
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Bye.
But we're still here.